Hi and good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to our coding school, Codekaroyaaro, India's first online coding platform. My name is Jahnavi Miriyala, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course, App Lab for Beginners. In this course, you're going to learn everything you need to get started with App Lab. Today, one of the greatest developments in technology is the invention of mobile applications. If you are a smartphone user, you must be familiar with mobile apps, and you must have different kinds of apps on your phone, like the one you're using right now, YouTube. They are a constant source of information, entertainment, and fun for us. One does not need any kind of professional training to use an app. Once you start learning, you'll automatically learn how to use it. We in our daily life use numerous apps, but how wonderful would it be to make your own app? Making your own app is easy with AppLab. Whether you're new to coding or have some experience, AppLab is a great and simple tool for designing an app. Coding with JavaScript with either block or text, and then you can share your app with your friends in seconds. So let us get started. This is our first lecture on AppLab, and as you can see on the screen, you can see a mobile phone over here and some text over here, and it says do this. So let's run this. So basically running an app is like starting an app. When you go to your mobile phone and start a app, it starts running. That's what it basically means here. Okay, I'll start running. And okay, on this app you can see what the heading, water conservation tips, and a small text here. It says it's important that we all do our part to use less water. Click through the app for tips for conservation ideas. Okay, let's click through the app and see what happens. If I click on this picture right here, nothing gets changed. Even if I press on the text here, nothing gets changed. So let's click on the Spanish button over here and see what happens. Okay, as you can see, the text here got translated into Spanish. That's something we don't understand, so let's change it back to English by pressing here. Okay, as you can see, when I pressed the button, the text got changed into Spanish, and when I pressed the English button again, the text got changed into English again. Let's see what happens if I press this next button. Yeah, when I did that, the screen got changed, right? That's what's happening. Like pressing on different buttons gives you different results. uh, Okay, here there's a text. It says instead of buying disposable water bottles, use a refillable bottle. One use water bottles fill landmines and trap valuable water. Choose the correct water bottle. Okay, what it's saying is we need to not use disposable water bottles. Rather, we should use a refillable water bottle so that we don't waste plastic. So, and it says we need to choose like we are given two options and we need to choose the correct option. This is the plastic bottle, these are disposable ones, and this is the refillable one. Let's see what happens if I press on this. Yeah. Can you hear that? Like music got played, right? And it went to the tap. So it's so that so basically it's saying that it's refillable. And let's see what happens if I press on this plastic bottle right here. Yeah, music got played and it says no, this is the wrong option. So that's what it's happening when I pressed different, like when I press through the screen, something gets changed. Okay, let's see what happens when I press next. Okay, as you can see, the screen got changed, and we can see another way to conserve water is to take shorter showers. Try setting a timer to 5 minutes. When we want to know the timer, like if we want to set a timer, we set it on our phone, right? As you can see, there's a phone right here and it says 5 minutes, and let's click on that. Yeah, Yeah, a thing got played music, and the photo right there got changed to this cute duck. Okay, let's press on home. When I pressed on home, it came back to the home screen. So that's how it's happening. And let's answer these questions at the right. So the first question says, how does the user interact with the app? How are we interacting? We are pressing some buttons, and the language is getting changed, and oh, the screen is changing, a music is getting played, and yeah, basically that, right? And what is the overall purpose of the app? The purpose is to tell that how to conserve water. And who is the target audience? Target audience is everyone, like you, me, and everyone living on the planet needs to conserve water. So those are the target audience. Let's go to second app and see what's happening. Okay, the app right here, let's run it. And it says bird quiz. Think you know birds, time to test your knowledge. Like, let's press on the begin over here. Yeah, when I clicked on that button, the screen got changed, and here I can see a question and four options of birds. And what is the question? What bird is the fastest on land? What is ostrich, right? Let's click on ostrich. Okay. What bird can live the longest? It must be, I guess it's eagle. Let's click on eagle. Okay, it means I got the question wrong, so it displayed that I lost. Let's try again. Okay, begin. Ostrich. What bird lives the longest? Parrot. Okay. I think the question is correct, so we are going to the next question. What bird can fly backwards? Hummingbird. Hummingbirds can fly backwards. So let's click on that. Yeah, we won. When I So what's happening here? Like I when I press the begin button, it takes me to a screen with a question, and when I press the correct option, it takes me to the next question. But if I press on a wrong question, it displays that I lost. But it only takes me to the next question if I got the answer correct. So that's how we are interacting. We are pressing different buttons, and it's taking me to different screens, and that's how it's working. And what is the overall purpose of the app? The overall purpose is to test our knowledge on birds, how well we know about birds. Who is the target audience? The target audience are whoever who wants to test the knowledge on birds. Okay, so next question, next app. Okay, here let's run this. And here the text says, here in beautiful sunny Hamilton, our residents are working hard to add beauty to our city streets. The current plan, like basically it says that the residents of Hamilton city wants to make their city beautiful. And and for that they are placing flower buckets on the lamps, and they are asking us to choose a color for flowers, whatever we want. um Here if I press on this flower basket, nothing gets changed. Let's click on everything and see what's happening. Okay, it's let's click on this blue. Okay, when you do that, the color over here got changed from red to blue, right? So if I press purple, it gets changed to purple. If I press red, it gets changed to red again. So that's how it's working. We are choosing three colors here, and yeah, it's and what Hamilton Township Improvement Project. Let's click on this arrow right here and see what happens. Okay, when I pressed that arrow, it took me to the next screen, and the text here says, uh, if you have something disposable, if you want to throw something that is, just a minute. Okay, if you want to throw your okay, let's just read it. Making our town more beautiful starts with each and every one of our residents taking pride in the surroundings. If you see trash, pick it up and throw it away. Okay, they are saying that if you saw a trash on the streets, please pick it up and throw it. If it's recyclable, throw it in the recycle bin, and if it's plastic, throw it in the blue basket. So here we have three options, and we need to choose if you find a trash where to throw it. Like obviously the trash won't go in the flower basket, but let's just press on it and see what happens. Okay, when I pressed on that flower basket, music got played, and it says new flower baskets, no trash belongs here. So the flower baskets are not to throw trash. Let's click on this green basket. Okay, this is the recycling bin, and put in here any items that can be recycled. If the trash you find are recyclable, you can throw it here. But if you find plastic, you need to throw it here. Okay, let's click on this blue bin and see what happens. Yeah, trash can throw away all trash in the blue bins. So that's how it's working. When I press this, text is getting changed. When I press this, music is playing and the text is getting changed. When I press this, the text is changing. So that's how it's working. And if I press the arrow right here, it takes me to a different screen. And this text, let's read it. The town is also working on improving the quality of life for the residents with a community garden. If you are interested in volunteering to help weed, plant, or harvest, please stop by the town office. Okay, if it's saying that if you want to volunteer to help these weed plants or harvest anything, then you can stop by the town office. Uh, okay, if let's click on this plants and see what happens. Okay, nothing gets changed. Let's click on this home emoji over here. Yeah, what it did when I pressed over there, it took me to the home screen. That's how we're interacting. How does the user interact with? So let's answer the questions. How does the user interact with the app? We are pressing different buttons over here and choosing the colors. We are pressing on the arrow and it takes us to a different screen. We are pressing choosing different options over here, and music gets played or the text gets changed. And yeah, that's what's basically is happening. And what is the overall purpose of this app? The purpose of this app is to keep the Hamilton city clean. That's the overall purpose. And who is the target audience? The target audience are the residents of that Hamilton city. Okay, let's go to the next app. Okay, let's run it. As I told you, running means that I'm starting the app. So Foursquare is equal to 4 times the fun. Have you wanted to learn how to play the fun social games of Foursquare but didn't know where to start? This is the app for you. Okay, there's a game called Foursquare, and if anyone wants to know that, then this is kind of a tutorial on how to play the game. Okay, if I press on this ball and the squares, nothing gets changed. But let's click on this arrow right here. It certainly must take us to the next screen. Let's click on it and see what happens. Yeah, it did take us to the next screen, and it says and here is a text, and it says how many players do you need to play Foursquare? Click to find out. Okay, there's a question. It asks how many players do we need to play this game, and there are four options: one, two, three, and four, and we need to choose one. So, like in the question itself, there is four square. It must be four. Let's click on four. Yeah, right. You need four players. It says so. The correct answer is four. Let's just press on the other buttons and see what's happening. Yeah, not enough. Two people are not enough. We need four people to play a game. That's how we're interacting. So when I click on this arrow right here, it takes me to the next screen, and here is all the text of how we need the instructions of for the game and the rules. Okay, start again. Okay, so that's how we're interacting. We are pressing through different buttons over here, this arrow right here, and we are choosing four options, and music is getting played, and it says right or wrong. That's how we are interacting. What is the overall purpose of the game? This app tells us how we can play this Foursquare app, right? That's the overall purpose. Who is the target audience? Target audience are we if you want to know how you want to play Foursquare game and you don't know how, you can just basically download this app and see how we can play. Yeah, so we all are the target audience. Let's go to the fifth app. Okay, uh, let's run this app. Here, if you see, you can see a caterpillar over here, and it says click me. Let's click on that caterpillar. Yeah, when I pressed on that caterpillar, the caterpillar became big, and there's this text over here. After, it says after exciting the egg, exiting the egg, the monarch butterfly begins life as a larvae or caterpillar. It can be recognized by its distinctive yellow, white, and black bands across the body. So this is a you all know that butterflies come as a caterpillar, right? So we can see that they have white, yellow, black stripes all over it, and so that's what it's saying. We are understanding how a butterfly comes from a caterpillar. Let's click on next. Okay, as you can see here, there is this larvae. Yeah, it's called pupa. The caterpillar then becomes pupa, like it may, be, let's just read it. The caterpillar, now called a pupa, encases itself in a cocoon or chrysalis before entering the next stage in its life cycle. The pupa remains in this for around 10 days. Okay, this the caterpillar becomes pupa for 10 days, and from this pupa, the butterfly comes. Yeah, this is the pupa after 10 days, and a butterfly is slowly coming out of it. Finally, it's time for the butterfly to emerge. An adult butterfly can live for 2 to 6 weeks. It will lay eggs that start the cycle for a new generation of butterflies. So this beautiful app over here tells how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. So how does the user interact with the app? We are pressing over caterpillar, and caterpillar right here is an image, right? When we press on this caterpillar, it becomes big and tells us what happens, and when we are pressing next, it goes to the cycle. It takes us to different steps of how the caterpillar becomes a butterfly. So we are pressing different buttons and the screen is getting changed. That's how we are interacting. And what is the overall purpose of this app? The purpose is to teach us how butterflies come from caterpillars. And who is the target audience? Target audience are whoever who wants to know how caterpillars become butterflies. Okay, let's go to the next part. Okay, the app which we used, let me make these size. Yeah. Uh, this is the app that we've gone through before, right? The same app came and the question got changed. It says with a partner discuss the following while investigating the app. What are the inputs and what are the outputs? So input and output basically means input is giving something to the computer and output is what the computer gives back to us, like giving something to the mobile phone and the mobile phone giving us something back is the output. Okay, when I press the okay, I'll run it. And when I press the Spanish button, the this text gets translated to Spanish, right? Pressing on Spanish button is the input and the text being translated is the output. When I press on English, the text translates back to English. So that's how like English, pressing on English is the input, and what the mobile phone gave back to us, it translated the text into English and it gave us, right? So pressing the button is input and the text being translated is the output. When I press next, the screen gets changed. So pressing on next is an input and the screen getting changed is the output. If I press on this water bottle, a music gets played and the position of this water bottle gets changed too. So that's so pressing on the button or on this water bottle image is an input, and the water bottle moving to here and the music being played is the output. When I yeah that's yeah if when I the same thing happened here too. I pressed the next input and the output was the screen getting changed. If I press here, yeah, pressing on that mobile phone over there is an input and it getting changed. This duck image came and the music got played, that is the output. When I press on home, it took me to the home screen. So pressing on home is an input and the screen being changed is output. I hope this is clear. Let's go to the next app. You will understand about inputs and outputs better in the upcoming sessions, but just to clarify, like give a basic knowledge on how what input and output are. We are doing this. Let's run this app. Okay, the bird quiz. We we have gone through this bird quiz app before. Let's start begin. Let's click on begin. Yeah, when I clicked on begin, the screen got changed, right? Pressing on the begin is input. Like it's that is how we are telling the app, like we are telling when we clicked on begin, it's basically we are telling the app to start, like start this app. So pressing on begin is input and the screen being changed is the output. So here's a question and we need to choose between these four options. When I press on ostrich, sorry, it yeah. When I pressed on ostrich, it took me to the next question. So if I choose the right answer, that is an input. The screen going to the next question is the output. Like if I press on the wrong option, it the screen says you lose. It's not taking me to the next question. If the input is the right answer, it takes me to the next question. That is the output. If input is the right answer, the next question is the output. Wrong answer, the screen you lose a screen is the output. Try again. When I pressed on that try again, it took me back to the home screen. So pressing on try again is an input, and the screen uh, going to the home screen is the output. Okay, what is the correct option? Ostrich. And what bird can live longest is the parrots. And what bird can fly backwards is the hummingbird. When I so that's how it's happening, right? If I press the right answer, it's going taking me to the next question. And like when I solved all the three questions right, it took me to you win, you are a bird expert page. So going completing all the questions right is an input, and the screen getting popped out is the output. Okay, let's go to the next question. Yeah, this is the let's run it. Okay, we need to say what are the inputs and outputs over here. Let's I'll give you 10 seconds time. I want you to guess what are the inputs and outputs over here. So like I pressed on blue and this got changed. So what are the inputs and outputs? I want you to understand this. Like I want you to answer it loud. No matter where you are, answer this loud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you got it correct. Pressing on this blue button is the input, and this color getting changed is the output. And pressing on purple is an input, and the color changing from blue to purple is an output. When I press this arrow, the screen gets changed. So pressing on the arrow is an input. The screen getting changed from one screen to the other is an output. And here, if I press here, yeah, the text pops, like a text comes over here. Like the pressing on this recycling bin is an input, and the text over here is the output. Yeah, when I pressed on this flower basket, it's because it's wrong. A music got played, and the text over here is the output. Music and the text is the output. The pressing on the flower basket is the input, and here the pressing on this bin is the input. The text over here is the output. If I press on this arrow, the screen gets changed. The pressing on that arrow button is the input. The screen being changed is the output. This home emoji, when I press it, it takes me to the home screen. So pressing on that home emoji is the input, and the app taking me back to the home screen is the output. Let's go to the other app. Okay. So here let's run this. And when I press on this arrow, it takes me to a new screen. So pressing on that arrow is an input, and it taking me to a new screen is the output. And here there is a question, and it's we have four options. When I press on the wrong option, it says not enough, and the music gets played. 2 1, they are all wrong, so it says not enough and the music gets played. So pressing on a wrong option is the input, and a not enough and music is the output. Yeah, pressing on 4, the right answer is the input, and a right, you need 4 players, is the output over here. Let's go to the other app. Okay, here I want you to like guess what the input and outputs are. I'll I'll give you 10 seconds. I have clicked on this caterpillar and it got big. What is the input and output over here? Okay, I hope you got it correct. Pressing on the caterpillar is the input. The caterpillar size being increased, and the text, and this text of how the egg becomes caterpillar, and caterpillar becomes the larva is the output. Okay, when I press next, it took me to a new screen. So pressing on the next button is the input, and taking me to a new screen is the output. When I press on this pupa, this image came, and this text also came, which tells us how the caterpillar becomes pupa. So pressing on pupa is an input, and this image of the translation and the text is the output. Let's click on next. Yeah, pressing on next is the input, and taking me to a new screen is the output. The pupa uh, so the butterfly is all grown in the pupa, and it became the butterfly. So that's this image is shown. Let's go to the next. Okay, here's a small quiz. What are the inputs and outputs and user interface? And we are a given some options. Okay, so inputs are basically what we like clicking on different on some images, clicking on arrows, and clicking on some buttons, right? All these are like and these images are considered to be buttons. So inputs are pressing on buttons. The user clicks on button is an input. It's correct. And output, what happens when we click, when we give an input, we get something, right? Sometimes the screen gets changed to a different screen, or music gets played, or color gets changed, or a image gets popped out. So those are all the output we get. Here let's see what are the options. A song being played, a screen with buttons, images, and text. A song being played is the output. Yeah, the user interface is a screen with buttons, images, and text. A user interface means a mobile application with a screen, buttons. It's something that we are interacting with. So that is a user interface. Let's submit and see what if these are correct. Yeah, these are all correct. I hope this session is helpful and this cleared all your doubts. If you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to answer them. Please feel free to mention them in the comments.